What's up, y'all? Shoebooty Sports coming at you Tuesday evening per the usual. I'm Grandpa on this screen. That's Bradley Brown on the other side. What's poppin', Bradley?
What is popping?
A few stuff here and there. Uh, One thing I wanted to touch up on the NFL. I did see this. We're going to talk about playoff basketball and Wemby and all that. I almost said windy. Uh, but I saw a headline: the NFL is upping its international games to 10 starting in the 2027 season, and teams can't protect any home games. They are really they're really dialed in on making this a global attraction. American football, that is, makes sense.
It's yeah. It's going to get to where every week there's an international game.
I think it will at some point.
It probably like by 2030. It's going to happen pretty dang quick.
Yeah, I would agree with that because it was eight. They have been doing eight, and teams could protect, I think, two home games. Now they just said, no, we're not going to do that. We're upping it to 10, and we're not going to give you that option. I'm sure there's a reason why they're not doing that. Fans here are going to gripe about that, but looking at it from the business perspective, it makes sense if you want to become a global brand.
Yeah.
Um, and that the games are spread. I mean, they are globally. I had it pulled up. I'm trying to see. Of course, now I can't find. Okay. This year alone, host sites are Melbourne, Australia, Rio de Janeiro, three games in London, Paris, Madrid, Munich, and Mexico City. And the league is scouting future sites. So yeah, they are trying to become a true global brand, and makes sense. And I think everything's kind of coming together at the right time for the NFL with flag football being introduced into the Olympic Games. More uh, countries are going to participate in actual football, even though it's just flag football. But you're naturally going to want to tune into NFL football to just learn the play and learn some of the rules, etc. And yeah, it's I don't know. From everything I've gathered, it appears to be a hit overseas, especially in Europe. But European fans get wild at soccer games, and it appears they've gotten wild at It looks fun. The football games over there. It looks like everybody's having a good time,
Yeah.
and as a bit from a business perspective, it makes sense. Okay, we're doing great here in the States. We've got everybody here. Let's try to get the world now, make even more money. Totally understand it. It's going back to when Bad Bunny hosted the Super Bowl, or hosted, was the halftime show. It had nothing to do with politics or even appeasing the fans here. It was about reaching another market, getting them to tune into the Super Bowl. Certain, I don't know, whatever you call it, cultures, demographic, whatever, that wouldn't normally tune into the Super Bowl. It was just all about trying to bring more eyes onto the Super Bowl. Made complete sense from a business perspective. He's very popular um, within the Hispanic market. Made complete sense to have him as the halftime show. This is the same ordeal. It's just another way to grow the brand. Um, I don't have an issue with it. I hate that if you want to watch a game, you got to get up at 8 or whatever, 7, 8 in the morning, sometimes earlier. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to watch the game that bad, a regular season game, but it makes sense. I have no issue with it. Anything else to add to that?
No, I don't know. Like you, I really don't care waking up that early on a Sunday to watch a game. Uh, those early Sunday morning games are pretty good with throwing off your fantasy football lineup. Not as good as the Thursday night football games, which completely screw up everybody's stuff, and completely uh, can pretty much lose you that week's matchup if your key players don't show up on Thursday night. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it is what it is. We'll probably grow into before too long having Wednesday night game and Thursday or Friday night games along with that. So, but I don't know. I just kind of hate that they're on the streaming platforms. But that's the future, I guess. So,
That's the future. That is where things are going. I mean, NBA games are on Prime now. A buddy of mine at work was telling me he got Prime just to watch Game One of Spurs Thunder last night, and that game
that was
alone
on,
was probably worth the purchase.
that game was on ESPN.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, it was another. I think it was on Prime too, or Prime also.
probably they'll play it on. That's what I hate. They'll do one game on both ESPN and Prime, and then the next game they'll just do it on Prime. Then the third game they'll do it on ESPN and Prime, and then the fourth game they'll just do it on Prime,
It might have been Cleveland
which
Detroit. That was
which
the Prime
sucks
game.
because if you're watching on normal TV, you can, hey, it's a commercial break. Let's tune in to another game. You can't really do that with Amazon. You got to sit there and watch their crappy ads because you have to log out and then log back in just to get back into the game.
I've not had an issue watching it on Prime. Like the football games, Thursday night football games are the only thing I've watched. I'm usually behind anyway. I'll get home and I don't care a thing about the pregame and the postgame and the halftime crew on Prime for NFL is the worst. I don't have any interest in listening to
God
any of
awful.
the
Yeah.
talk. Yeah, it's not entertaining at all. Uh, but I haven't had any issues watching the actual game, at least from what you're talking about. But then again, I'll go do something else on commercial or something like that. It's like, okay, this is happening. I'll go do this, pee or whatever I need to do. Um, but yeah, this is where things are going. I think I'm talking about Cleveland Detroit game. Uh, my buddy from work getting it. He got it just to watch an NBA playoff game. I'm guessing
It's
it
probably
wasn't
the
last
Lakers
night.
Thunder whenever they're playing
Yeah,
because they had
I
at
don't
least two
know.
of those.
Well, this was a couple of days ago when he said this, so it was a recent game when that happened. But either way, here or there, just wanted to touch up on that about the NFL before I forgot about it. Okay, you had mentioned something about an SEC tournament schedule. Do you have that? Have you found that at all, or
I
no?
have found it, yes.
All right, well,
So
give us a rundown. Is this baseball or softball? I assume this is baseball.
this is baseball. This is SEC tournament. Softball's already in their super regionals. Those are starting up this weekend.
That's right.
Um, so I think the 1 through 4 seeds, which is Georgia, Alabama, Texas, and A&M, they all got a bye to the second round. The 5 through what ninth seed, they all got a bye through to the first round or second round. The 1 through 4 got it to the third round. So Arkansas, Florida, Mississippi State, and Auburn each get a bye till the next go around. But Missouri and Ole Miss played today. I know that game was all knotted up in the seventh inning earlier. Not sure who won that one. um, but Vandy and Kentucky, they're playing right now. Arkansas will get the winner of South Carolina versus Tennessee. And to close out the first round of games is LSU versus Oklahoma. But yeah, that'll be going on through Sunday, I think. So
Couple things. Um, I know Missouri is respectable in pretty much everything but baseball, from what I've gathered. I know they're not good at baseball. And how has Tennessee done this season?
not as good as they normally do. I mean, they're still ranked in I think the top 25, but yeah, losing their head coach to the Giants didn't do them any favors. They did worse than Arkansas. I mean, I guess that's all that matters. So
Yeah, they had a decent year, not national championship contenders like they have been in recent years under Tony Vitello, who, yeah, took the San Francisco Giants job. Makes sense that they would have a little bit of drop off and will continue to probably see drop off in the future. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he's built something there that'll last. I don't know. But I was
Got
just
it.
curious about that because I haven't paid attention to how Tennessee is done. Really haven't paid attention to much college baseball, considering Arkansas really hasn't been very good, although they've kind of sort of turned things around. Um,
Yeah. So they actually have a chance of hosting a regional now. So I mean, winning the last three SEC series really did them a lot of good. But
I'm now
yeah,
looking at the NL West standings because I was curious how the San Francisco Giants are doing. Giants are next to last in the NL West. They are 20 and 28. That's not to say they can't turn things around. Giants are historically a pretty good franchise, but the uh, Padres are technically in first place in the West right now. They are a half a game ahead of the Dodgers. So I think they're playing each other right now in the series too. So um, in the regular season, current regular season series between those teams. Yeah, I think they're playing each other as I speak. Yeah, I was just curious about that. Okay. What else do we want to discuss before we move on to playoff basketball? Because it's kind of a big deal right now. And I really want to talk about Victor Wembanyama.
I think we can move on to playoff basketball.
All right, playoff basketball it is. Now, I didn't watch a lick of it last night because it's raining here in Cabot. It's going to be raining the rest of the week. And I spent all week last week focusing on finals. I tuned or I spent just enough time to have a show with you last week, and then I got right back to studying. But as a result of that, my yard got neglected, and I needed to mow my yard before. My plan was to mow it Thursday, but when I looked at the 7 day forecast and saw it was going to rain every day after Monday, I said I probably need to go ahead and do that. So I came home and I mowed the yard. I got it done, and it's a good thing I did because yeah, it's raining now. It's only going to continue for the rest of the week.
Would have probably been knee high if you wouldn't have cut it last week.
Probably. So that it was I needed to make it a point to do that. As a result of that, though, by the time I got done with the yard and showered and all that, actually the game was probably still going on, but at that point I was just winding down and trying to get in the bed. Um, 4:30 a.m. comes quick, but I missed a heck of a game. Game one of the Western Conference Finals, Spurs and Oklahoma City Thunder. I've I think I said it here on the show. If I haven't, I thought it for sure for the last several weeks. The winner of this series is should be the favorite to win the NBA championship. I think that whoever
Oh,
comes out of this series will win the NBA finals in 5 games. Six tops, but I would predict 5 games. So I'm predicting it here early. The Western Conference champion will win the NBA finals in 5 against the Knicks or the Cavs, whoever that may be.
probably
But
the Knicks. But yeah,
probably, but a double overtime thriller last night. Victor Wembanyama, I think he had what 41 points, 20 something rebounds, 24, I think. I think that's a record of some sort. But either way, what year is this for Wemby? Is this year 3 of Victor
year
Wembanyama?
three. Yeah,
Yeah, and he
he's
is only going to get better.
and he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No, he is an absolute special thing to watch. I can't even put it into words because he's one of a kind. You can't compare him to anyone. We've not seen anything like this. And this is really special. It looks like It looks like a create a player on a video game, like a on a 2K game. It, you just put the height all the way. You found a cheat code to make the height even bigger than it could possibly go, and then somehow you can shoot threes and run the floor and dunk and block and do all the things that he does, which is pretty much everything. It's special to watch. It's doesn't look fair. um, so I'm going to tell this story. So all right, my girlfriend Michelle talked about how we had field day when we were kids. All right, for those wondering what field day is, it's where I don't I don't think this was a special thing for Lone Oak. I think it's whatever you do at the early grade school years where the school has a day of track and field competition, and you get little track ribbons if you based on whatever place you come in, etc. Michelle was telling me about how she had all this confidence going into the 100-meter dash, and she was like really convinced she was going to go win it. And she lost, and I don't even think got second place, according to her. I think she wasn't even second place, but one person in particular won it, and she finished the race, and immediately she's a little kid. She immediately runs over to her grandparents and is upset because she said it's not fair. That girl's legs are way too long. She's able to run faster, easier. And I'm thinking of that because how must it feel to have to guard Victor Wembanyama? I would just be
Chet
like,
Holmes.
this isn't.
Yeah.
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna
What'd you
say
say?
Chet wouldn't know because he didn't
No,
try guarding him all last night, which
but
was very shocking. Caruso looked like he was doing a decent job of it. He got him turned the ball over a couple of times.
Caruso's a gamer.
He
He
is.
is. He's that. He's that pivotal role player that you need on a team, a championship caliber team that you want on a championship caliber team. He's a really solid player and will do things in big moments, especially in the playoffs. I mean, the guy's an NBA champ. He was an NBA champion with the Lakers, right? And now with the Thunder. And yeah, he's just a really pivotal role player. But I'm just thinking if I'm having to guard Wemby on some of those possessions, I would just be like, "What do you want me to do?" I like, I don't. Even if Chet tried his absolute hardest, it might have still been the same result. I mean, you still got to try. I'm not saying don't,
Yeah.
but it might have been the same result. I don't.
Might
I
have
don't.
been.
Yeah, I don't feel. I'm not having second thoughts on whether or not I should have told that story about Michelle. By the way, because I don't think she listens to the show, so I think I'm safe. Now everybody's going to tag Michelle on this, but
Yeah, I got me a couple of them field day ribbons, or had some. I doubt I still have them. I remember winning first placers in there.
I have like a few of them. I think they're in a shoebox. I think they're in this closet over here, actually.
They're probably in some drawer at my parents' house. I remember what they look like. I mean, they probably cost like 5 cents each.
If that, yeah. But I like the old track ribbons though. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of a big deal to win that back then because that was all we had to go on.
When the day was done and you had like 8 of them things hanging from your wrist, you felt like you did something that day.
Yeah, you felt like a little superstar.
Yeah.
You're the Michael Phelps of the Lone Oak primary school or elementary school or whenever we did it. Uh, yeah, okay. This sounds dumb at this point. Okay. Um, yeah, Wimby is first of all, do we still have Thunder in six?
I'd say yes. I mean,
It
granted,
was a
SGA,
double overtime game.
yeah, it went double overtime game, but SGA did not get going until the second half. He had a rough first half. By the end of regulation, Wemby was straight gassed. I think that's going to be a factor for him going in. This is only game one. I do think the Thunder will be able to steal a game on the road. They'll probably win the next game at their house. But yeah, I think the Thunder can steal one from San Antonio at San Antonio. I'm still confident they can get it done in six. I just don't think this is quite the year yet for Wemby and the Spurs.
No, they would be ahead of schedule if they somehow were able to beat Oklahoma City in three more times in six tries. If they are able to do that, then yeah, you're ahead of schedule. I mean, it's a good team.
I mean, Thunder were a little distracted. They had SGA getting his MVP award. They were still thinking about their new Rolexes that he gave them earlier that morning. I mean, they really weren't thinking about the game until about 5 minutes before the game, probably. So,
Yeah, or it's just like, okay, this is it's one thing to game plan for Wemby, but it's another thing to actually go out there and execute it. And I mean, that's turned into a pretty solid team, the Spurs. Like it's not just Wemby.
I do think in the regular season, though, Spurs have gotten the best of Thunder most of the time. I think they went 4 for 5.
Really.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that. Um, hmm. Interesting. Okay. I'd say that changes things for me, but it doesn't. I still like Thunder in six.
This is playoff. It's not regular season. So,
Correct. I still like Oklahoma City in six games. I if and the only reason I say six, I mean Wemby and company. Otherwise, it could be five. But if the Spurs are able to make this a series, if it went seven, I wouldn't be surprised. But I would be surprised if the Spurs actually beat them in a 7 game series. But it would be interesting. How long before Wemby is the best player in the league? Who would be considered the best player in the league right now? Jokic, SGA.
SGA got the MVP. So, uh, yeah, I don't think it's Jokic anymore. I mean, Luca was the top scorer, right?
Yeah, but that's Luca. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
Luca's going to be the top scorer.
I don't
Jokic
know.
does. Jokic does
It could be.
everything. I if
Yeah.
I'm
I
if
mean,
I'm like the best player, just all overall player, I would still probably say it's Jokic. But Wemby is coming. And as far as guards go, I mean, yeah, SGA
it could
is
be
the
as
guy.
soon as next season, man.
Could be. Or as if the Spurs make noise, maybe as soon as the playoffs are over. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not ready to go there yet, but Wemby is coming. What we had so when LeBron and KD were clearly the two best players in the league, but you could see Anthony Davis is coming. This was
Yeah.
Anthony Davis before the injuries started happening. This is that and then some as far as Wemby goes. So this is going to be fun to watch. I really hope. I think he can just because of Wemby's style of play and just how easy it is for him to go up and down the floor and play the way that he does. I think Wemby will stay healthy for a while. I'm going to knock on some wood because I really hope he does. Um, yeah, I don't think we're going to see that with Wemby, and I hope not because man, this is something special. We've never seen anything like this, and we're probably never going to see anything like it again.
Yeah. As long as he don't turn into Mr. Glass, I think he's got a promising future.
Yeah, I think I think we're good there. I hope so anyway. I really do because this is really fun to watch. Now, okay, touch up on this before going to the other conference final. Jason Kidd out as the Mavericks head coach. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Despite,
Yes. Seeing that one.
yeah, I think despite 4 years and $40 million remaining on his contract, Jason Kidd out because that was the problem. Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban went from in 2011 to being an owner that knew what he was doing, as in hiring the right people and letting them run things, to a guy that hired the wrong people and he let them run things. And by the wrong people, I mean the GM. Now, I guess they've cleaned house because that guy's out now, right? The guy that traded off Luca
Oh yeah, yeah.
for Mr. Glass and then some. Uh, so I don't know. It's like Jason Kidd knows ball. Like this is it's wild to me. It's like you were in the NBA Finals a few years ago. It's when you had the right pieces, and I mean you were doing just fine then. So, but this isn't abnormal for the NBA. A guy can be the coach of the year and then get fired the next season. That is normal in the NBA, which is weird and a little sad, but at the same time, some cases it made sense. But this doesn't make sense to me here. I don't think Jason Kidd was the problem. But then again, if you think you can go, if you're just wanting to just completely clean house, okay. But I think you'd already gotten rid of the problem. I don't think Jason Kidd was the problem. And he'll get a job somewhere else if he wants to. This isn't going to
I'm
be it for
sure.
him. Yeah, this
Yeah,
this won't be it for him. Um, yeah, if anybody knows ball, it's Jason Kidd. But uh, wanted to touch up on that before we get to the game going on. I think now, as we speak, Cavs Knicks game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. This is not as interesting as the Western Conference Final because I think whoever wins this final will go on to eventually lose the NBA Finals. Like I said, in 5 games. Um, Knicks got to be the favorites, I would imagine, right?
yeah, yeah. They've got to be the favorite. They've had a lot of time off. Cavs just won their series on Sunday, so Knicks have been off for about a week. So they're all healthy. They're all well rested. But right now they're down by 6. So
I said that doesn't always benefit though. I mean, look at the SEC tournament, men's basketball tournament, and all those teams that start playing in the opening rounds that go on a run, like how Ole Miss did. Um, we see that all the time. Uh, Cleveland's battle tested. They're used to it. They haven't been sitting at the house on the couch. They've been in stressful situations in games, and yeah, Knicks have been just relaxing, waiting to see who they were going to play. I would not be surprised if Cleveland wins game one, but I would say the Knicks in, I guess, 6 games sounds right. If it goes 7, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland won the series. But I say if I'm putting money on it, I got Jalen Brunson and company, Knicks in 6 games.
yeah, I mean, after their last series, I would do Knicks in 5, but it all depends on what James Harden shows up in the majority of those games. So
I'd
we'll
say
see.
Donovan Mitchell probably has the most to do with that. But yeah, if James Harden can come in and play a big role, that would certainly benefit them. Cavs are one of the Cavs are kind of pacer-ish from last season. They just don't go away. They're hard to put down and keep down. Cleveland's got a little bit of that in them. Uh, so I think LeBron will come back and play. I think if he were to retire, he would want this. He would want the Kobe treatment on steroids.
Yeah.
Like he wants a whole farewell tour in his last season. It's been way too quiet. LeBron is more. I mean, the guy had the decision to make an announcement as far as where he was going to go play basketball uh, in 2000, whatever it was, 9, 10, 2010, I think it was something like that. But he made it. He had a whole TV network and special just for where he was going to go play basketball next. So he's making a big deal out of
Yeah.
his retirement. He's going to let everybody know in advance, like, okay, I'm about to hang it up. So he is not hanging it up this season. I know we had discussed it before, but the more I thought about it, I was like, there's no way he's done. There's no
No.
way.
Well, yeah, nobody's talking about him retiring now. Everybody's talking about where's he going to play at next season. It's not going to be with the Lakers. Who's it going to be with?
And in
Uh,
fairness, he's really good still.
yeah.
Yeah, he's the best
I mean,
41-year-old I've ever seen.
you've got people saying that he could play for at least 4 more seasons if he wants to.
He
He's in that
could.
good a shape, and he could.
He could. And he knows his game well enough to know what he can do, and he doesn't have to be like the guy. He would totally be okay with being the facilitator somewhere, and that does prolong things. But he knows his game well enough, and he takes care of his body well enough. I mean, top tier condition all the time. He could play that long if he wanted to. I mean, he's is at least not in clutch. Like I don't, what I'm about to say, I don't mean it as far as clutch goes, but as far as longevity goes and taking care of himself, LeBron is Tom Brady in that regard for basketball.
Yeah.
He's not Tom Brady clutch, but as far as longevity goes, he is. He is. They are similar in that regard. But I think we're looking at potentially the top two destinations for him in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. He's always wanted to be a Knick, but it makes perfect sense for him going back to the Cavs.
Yeah, it could be either one of those. And
Yeah.
if yeah, it could be either one. It's he would fit in at either spot. Now the only like Brunson likes to have the ball in his hands. So I think it would probably be a better and so does James Harden. But Brunson's clearly the guy in New York. Donovan Mitchell's the guy in Cleveland. But they're both good teams. Uh, that would be interesting. I am interested to see what LeBron does and where he goes. And I had said I would hate it if he went to the Warriors, but I take that back. I wouldn't because it would be really neat to see LeBron dish into wide open Steph Curry regularly.
Yeah.
That would be something special to watch.
I still don't think they win anything.
I don't think they do either because they're both too old and Steph can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Like that whole front office that made that organization great for that stretch is gone. They're Bob Myers and company. They're all out. So it's not going to be the same organization running things. So I don't think it'll be the Warriors, but it could very well. I think the favorites are playing in the Eastern Conference Final right now. I mean, they don't need LeBron, but he could be that extra guy to maybe put them over the hump. I don't know. It's worth trying if you can get him, if you can lure him there, and this is a good way to do it. Okay. Um, so yeah, Nixon 6 to me. Did you agree, concur? What'd you say on that?
I'll go Knicks in 5.
Okay. Yeah, you did say 5. All right. In other news, I see this on the headline. Chiefs Rice, I assume that's Rasheed Rice, violates probation, and he is now ordered to jail. So good decisions all around for Rasheed Rice and company. Unfortunate there. That's the main headline I see sticking out. Anything on Razorback softball?
No, I think they play UCF this weekend in Super Regional. So,
Okay, well they
and
are in the Super.
winner that goes to OKC to the College World Series.
Yeah, which they have not done. So, University of Arkansas, a really good team, certainly capable of getting to the College World Series, has never done it in program history. But I believe Deifel will get them there in time, if not this season. And one thing to touch up on as far as Arkansas Razorback sports goes, the Arkansas men won I think it was the SEC outdoor track championship. They won an SEC outdoor champ, or they won an outdoor track championship. I think it was for SEC.
Yeah,
So
it was for SEC. Nationals haven't quite happened yet. So
okay, so woo pick on that, but we are out of time. Did I miss anything before we get out of here?
Aaron Rye, he
Back
became
with the
the
Steelers.
first. Huh?
He's back with the
Oh,
Steelers. Sorry, yeah.
no, that's Aaron Rodgers. I'm talking about Aaron
Okay.
Rye, who was the first British player to win the PGA Championship in 107 years. Won his first major at a hard setup there outside of Philly. A lot of people complain about how hard it was, but I think it played pretty good. I think they did a good job with the course setup. So
Good, there you go. And Aaron Rodgers is back with the Steelers on a 1 year deal. But okay, now we've didn't cover everything, but a lot of things. But we're out of time, so we'll see y'all next time. I'm Graham Powell.
Brother Brown,
Deuce y'all.
peace.